Concrete. Welcome to all ball. Format unique, all access for all y'all. What the spill like? Back full of elite athletes that wanna teach and it speaks to the streets, so it feel right. Marcus Liberty, a legend on and off the court to give you what you need. Robert Reed is your co-host. Go. Yeah. Like and subscribe and follow like a crossover. Never know what might fall through this bitch tomorrow. So all ball Chicago. All ball Chicago. All ball Chicago. All I know is all ball Chicago. All ball Chicago. All ball Chicago. All ball Chicago. All I know is all ball Chicago.
Welcome to another edition of All Ball Chicago. I'm your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonald All-American, your host, Marcus, living in the building. What's up, Marcus?
What's up, my beautiful people?
I decided to show up as a talking head today. Right, you see that? That's you right there, ain't it?
Yeah, that's you, all head. All head, nobody. McDonald All-American. Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
see that? You got one. You can't find yours though, right?
I can't find it, man. But
Damn,
yeah, man, it's funny though, dude. You look like I can see your hair. But yeah, it's fun, man. That's I think that's fun. That's cool, man. That's how we, just being us, man. So
yeah.
no, man, but a lot of great things been going on. We wanted to get on to talk about the NBA, of course, and some of our listeners can definitely chime in. We're gonna talk about some of the things about KD, how KD is looking, and also I want our listeners, Bob, and you can drop your 5. Who is your not all-time 5, leading scorers or scores? I'm not gonna say leading scores, but scores. Name your 5 top scorers in this era right now.
This era right here.
Right now, your top 5.
Okay.
All right. I'm not talking about shooters. I'm talking about scores.
Scores. I'm going with Trae Young. I got to go with Trae the Killer. ATL. I'm going with Steph Curry with the shot, boy. I'm going with Steph. I'm going with KD, man. I gotta take Harden, and then I'm going with Lily Pad, man. That's my 5.
That's a good one. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. I'm gonna go with KD, of course. And I'm thinking of scores. Kyrie.
Oh yeah.
Steph. I might even have to go back with 3 from Brooklyn. Think about that. James Harden is a scorer.
Right.
At times, I just don't like that he do a little bit too much with the ball, but I'm gonna go with them 3, and then Steph, and then I gotta pick one more, and it's hard. I tell people this all the time, and they be like, "Man, who is your?" Because in reality, Giannis is a scorer.
He really is.
He's a scorer. He's not a 3-point long bomb shooter, but he is a scorer. Yeah. Donovan Mitchell is a scorer.
Right.
So Damon, you got to go with. I got to put my man in there.
You got to go with Lily Pad, right?
Yeah, I got to put him in there, man. But it can go either way, man. That right. 5th spot, But yeah, I'll put him in there.
How do you feel about the conversation LeBron and your boy Lily Pad was talking over the Instagram? Did you see that?
I didn't see it. Just refresh my memory. Then maybe.
Yeah, I just saw it this morning. They were just talking, trading shots about getting together, working out. So now the internet is buzzing that Lily Pad may be going over there. That's why Jason Kidd aborted the job over there. He feel like you come over here. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jason Kidd pump fake like, nah, I will stay here. You come over here. Because they finna work that out. They finna get rid of Schroeder. He finna go. He gone, dog. They go.
Yeah, listening to what Magic said about, my man.
That was dirty though, wasn't it?
Magic was just speaking his mind though, saying you're not a Laker. you know. But then he,
So,
but then he switched it and said, "But if you stay, I'm gonna still cheer for you." You know, do you
yeah,
want me or you not? You don't. You know, so it was funny, man, listening to that.
that was wrong,
Yeah, man.
man.
But
Dudes lose their job behind comments like that, though.
oh, no question, no question. But
Like
that's magic, though. That's magic.
that's magic, right? I
Yeah.
hope Shooter get his payday though, man, because he stayed and betted on himself, and it wasn't his fault that they didn't do well because AD wasn't there. So
No, no doubt, Bob. I mean, the kid can play. If you can make it into the NBA and do what you have done and accomplish, he averaged, I think, 15 points a game. I mean, come on, man. It's
yeah,
not. It's not that this kid is a scrub. It's just not to quote unquote Magic Johnson status of what the point guard looks like. Some
right.
people got what a point guard in their mind looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Big point guard, someone who can pass, somebody who can get you a bucket every time. So maybe that's what Magic is looking at.
Yeah, and then I think LA Nation was a little bit, they was a little mad because they had greater expectations for this season. They went and got Andre Drummond. They thought that was it.
Well, Bob, you got to think about it, man. They won a championship, a bubble year. I'm gonna call it
Right,
the bubble year, right?
right.
Where they planned in the gym where AAU tournaments was being held, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it took them back down to memory lane, some of these guys. That
Right.
man, I remember playing in this gym, you know. So the depth perception wasn't that deep. So all that stuff played in a factor. So when they got to the bubble, it was like they were still in high school, back in high
Yeah.
school.
That was
So
the highest shooting percentage in league history or something, right?
oh yeah. And then this year comes around, LeBron James. We talking about the Lakers now. LeBron James got hurt. AD got hurt. They thought the big fella Drummond was going to be, a big factor, and also the guard that you just mentioned, Schroeder, and it just didn't pan out. I think if you look back, that championship team, they had Rondo.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah,
That was the big difference, man. Because Bron is a ball stopper. I love Bron, but he pounded away at the dribble for 18 seconds at every possession, bro.
Mm.
Rondo was playing hot potato. That's why I felt like he the one won that title for them last year.
I agree with you on that, man. But you know what? I think, and this is just me thinking, out loud, that it probably happened or it probably didn't, that him and LeBron James didn't get along because it seems like Rondo probably knew a lot and was telling LeBron, no, we need to do it this way because this is how I see it. And LeBron's like, no, I'm
Mm-hmm.
the king. I'm the
Right.
king.
It was
Yeah,
definitely some friction because you would have
yeah,
think they would have re-signed him.
right. Because that's what I'm like. He's a true point guard. You
That
know,
hey, look, he got that second unit going. When they were sitting Braun down last year, he was sitting at the end of the bench, pouting a little bit. Rondo had them boys rolling, man.
they
That's
did.
why I say they wouldn't have. I don't think that they would have won that title without Rondo last year.
Yeah.
No way they win that title.
And then you had the young boy, our Chicago very own Taylor
Oh
Horton.
yeah. Taylor
He
did his thing.
was playing, and so I'm like, why change if it wasn't broke? Why change it?
Right.
You just won a championship, and then you change it because whatever the reason. But I thought they had a better team last year, in my opinion. I
I
thought
think so too. You figure Dwight Howard was a total beast. Him and JaVale McGee. You let him, JaVale McGee, and Rondo go, and Danny Green.
right. I forgot about that.
And I think Dwight Howard was the only one that didn't have a title. So you let three guys go that had a title already, or two.
Mm-hmm.
So you lost that experience, man.
Right. And Rondo is now with the Clippers now, right?
Right.
And the Clippers have just gotten to the second round. They just beat Dallas. So I mean, Clippers now are looking like a scary team that they might be the one that could come out of that Western Conference. What do you think?
I think so. I think so. Now that they were able to get over that first hump, of Paul George understanding that Kawhi is the alpha dog and he the co-alpha. So Kawhi is 1A and he 1B. I think they had to figure that out. So
And
now they got that chemistry.
And guess what? Who figures that out for him? Helped him.
Tyronn Lue?
Rondo know how to mesh that together and say, you know what? This is what it looks like. Because I didn't play with two big dogs. I didn't play with Paul Pierce and KG and the shooter, Ray Allen. So I didn't play with some legendary guys.
Right.
This is what we need to do, guys, if we want to really win it. I bet you Rondo was that locker room guy too, man.
He had to be. Because he didn't got him 2 titles. So, and then remember the year he had the Bulls in contention. We was whooping Boston's butt. He had Jimmy Butler and Wade, remember? And then he broke his arm or something. I was like, whatever. And then the year where he was in New Orleans with AD them, and they ended up beating the first seed. Who was that? They beat that year.
I can't remember.
I don't know, but I know they beat that. They beat Dallas, I think.
Probably so, but it just shows his leadership.
Yeah,
what he brings to the table. It's just not because the knock was on him that he couldn't score, but everywhere he went, he was winning.
Yeah,
so
his jumper lid.
I think what happened to the NBA, man, I'm talking about this generation, is when the analytical came into play, and that's why I started the segment off with scores. Right. So if we want scores, that means they can get you a basket anytime on any spot, not just a 3-point shooter.
Mm-hmm.
What the NBA is doing is saying, I want you to shoot the 3 ball, right? You may shoot 30-some%, but that's better than a 2-point. But I'm saying if I can get down and get you 38 points from me shooting 2s and mid-range jump shots, I want that type of player.
Right. DeRozan.
Yes. KD's that person too, though.
KD, mix it up.
Yeah, Kyrie. Those guys don't just.
Russell Westbrook. Don't none of them go with the analytics, man, because they know the analytics is based off of guys in a room who don't play the game.
Right. So let's go back to what the topic is: who's coming out of the West, and who's going to come out of the Eastern Conference.
Okay, so I'm going with the Clippers out of the West and Brooklyn in the East.
Brooklyn.
And I'm gonna tell you that matchup, I don't know who's gonna win it, but I think Brooklyn can, but I'm thinking Rondo is a big difference maker on the team.
Okay, so I like those picks, Bob. But who's your sleeper? Just in case those two teams don't match up, who's your sleeper?
I'm gonna take Phoenix, man. I'm gonna take Phoenix because Phoenix don't care about the Clippers, and they got CP3 who's smart enough. He get all those guys going, man, and he's the ultimate maestro, other than Rondo, in the finals right now.
Right
at that point, like when I say maestro, it's the difference of the point guard and the maestro. You know what I'm saying? Him and Rondo, they're maestros. The rest of these dudes is point guards. You got to be around long enough to understand maestros, boy.
Right. So now, who's your sleeper in the East, in the Eastern Conference?
I'm gonna have to go with your boy Trey, Ice Trey, man.
Ice Trey, okay.
That's rolling over there.
And why you think that? Because they got the same team. They just changed coaches.
That's what it be, though, Liv. The coaches, man, a new coach, new perspective, ball movement, spreading the floor for Trey to be able to get guys in position to score, and they also not letting Trey go out there and just take bad shots. He keeping guys involved, man, and everybody on that team is getting in double figures. You don't know who's gonna give it to you every night, right?
No, and I mean Nate McMillan is a hell of a coach. That's just out there. He's a hell of a coach. He was a point guard, so he knows what that looks like. So I think he's given Rondo the guidance that he needs to be not only that facilitator, but also we know you're a scorer. So we're gonna put you in situations too where you can get us some baskets too. Right. So no, I like Atlanta too, man. Atlanta will be my sleeper team too.
That'd be dope though. But I don't see them making it all the way to the you dig, because a part of me want to say the NBA is all about money, and the NBA smart money would want to see the Clippers in Brooklyn because you got Kawhi. Yeah, man. And you got big time players. You got Kawhi. Now Bron gone now. So we still need the money. So you got Kawhi and PG over here, and you got the big three over there. Yeah, I mean, it just makes for great TV. It just makes for a great NBA final. Now, Phoenix may spoil that. Because I didn't think the Lakers would beat Phoenix. I really didn't.
Right.
I really didn't think that. Also, I want to say this about LeBron James, man, for people. You know, I know people give him a hard time, but we better enjoy it. We better enjoy LeBron James, man, because guys like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Allen Iverson, LeBron James, those guys don't come around very often. And we don't appreciate them till they're gone. Kind of like Kobe, remember? I remember vividly, Liv, when people did not like Kobe. It was T-Mac, remember? Oh, T-Mac the man. Nah, man. I heard that story about T-Mac, man. It kind of hurt my heart. How Kobe Bryant went up to him when he was in high school to get him to sign his jersey or something. And T-Mac gave him the cold shoulder. And Shaq went up to Kobe and grabbed him like, come here, shorty, I'll sign it. You know what I'm saying? They was all at some camp. And he said, man, T-Mac gave him the cold shoulder. And Kobe was like, walked away, sad. Shaq saw it. You ain't hear that story?
No. And I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah. But that's another story, though.
I don't know if it's true or not, you know. So
well, Shaq said it.
Oh, okay.
Shaq said it on NBA TV. Inside the NBA one night I was watching it. He was talking about what drove Kobe so much was when things like that happened. It was a log on the fire to say, when I get to that point, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, if that's what's gonna drive you to be one of the best basketball players in the NBA, then so be it. But Kobe is one of my all-time favorites. So that's a whole nother topic, man.
But what I was alluding to was the fact that the appreciation for great players, like we have them around, because them careers go quick. It seemed like they be long, but we look up this dude in the middle of the what 19 years.
No, you can't take anything away from LeBron James, what he's accomplished. You can't take that away from him. I mean, he came in the league as a young phenom and broke all type of records and doing his thing, man. But, you know, we all looking at LeBron on his way down, you know. Now that, you know, the NBA he's not in that conversation as the Lakers going to the Western Conference Finals. I mean, is this his first time since what? Oh, have he ever been knocked out in the first round?
That was his first time being knocked out in the first round, they say.
So it's different now. So now he's got to go back to the drawing board and now rethink this. Do I need to be, you know, that top guy, or do I need to be the third fiddle now? You know,
I don't see LeBron sliding down unless he got lily pad. If he get Lillard, because Lillard need that ball, Bron. So he gonna have to be able to step down like Dwayne Wade did him, you know, like Shaq did Kobe and Wade. You know, you have to step down, like you said, a veteran, and say, hey, I can't do it every night. Let me go get a couple young guys. Because if AD address his conditioning, let's talk about that right quick, Liv. AD needs to address his conditioning, man. Now, he may have a body he just can't stay healthy. Okay, let's take that. Let's say that might be a problem. But if it's not, I think he needs to seek better conditioning, man, because he's having growing issues, which means that he's not stretching. You know what I'm saying? Pull hammies. But he had played the game a long time, and he is a 7-footer. What do you say to that, big fella?
Yeah, I say LeBron James is giving people the recipe to that too. I mean, to look at his body, to look how he took care of himself. he invested in himself. He went out and got all these type of nutritionists and strength and conditioning guys that, not just with the organization, but outside of the organization that he wanted to do when they can come to his home or he meets them at a private location where they can get the proper treatment that he needed to prolong his career. I mean, he was thinking about this. So LeBron James spent millions of dollars on his body to make sure that he was able to compete as long as he's doing that.
And it shows, because even though he's not getting to those spots like we remember, he's still one of the top fit athletes in the league because he's raised the bar so high. You had a couple people on here saying what's up. Darius Wyatt said what's up with my bros. David Ali, what's up, man? Group 39, man. Love what y'all doing at Group 39. Siobhan Sai said, hey, Lib. Demetrius, what's up, man? Demetrius Freeland in the building. Daryl Jefferson, what's up with it, man? I'm so tired of the analytics, man. We tired of them too, bro.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. So
and then we got one of our Facebook users saying, I don't know who's saying it. You probably can see it on your end. He said it's time for LeBron James to retire.
That's Demetrius. Demetrius says, yeah, Demetrius, you think it's time for LeBron to retire? He logged too many minutes in the past catching up with him. Yeah, he been playing AAU since he was 13, 14 years old. And Liv, you can attest to this. An AAU season is equivalent to almost an NBA season because you play 80 games over the summer.
Yeah, man.
4 games a day, 3 games a day. Over the course of a 4-day weekend, you can play up to about 12 to 15 games.
Yeah. And I think, man, that the AAU should, these shoe companies, who's gotten these leagues, the EYBL, the Gauntlet and Under Armour circuit, they need to, I don't know if they're going to stop doing it, but they need to minimize these games, these tournaments, and not have so many, because it is a wear and tear on these young men, these young kids' bodies. And about time they get to the NBA, and the NBA is even a faster pace,
right.
They're playing on a high school, on a circuit, on smaller courts, right? The courts are longer, the courts are wide, the same size, 94 by 50 in the NBA. I think high school is maybe 48. But you got to put all that in the factor that's a lot of wear and tear on your body, playing those many games, and then have to go to college for 1 year and play 30 plus games. And then you put your name and you one and done and get to the NBA. And now you're playing, 70, 80 games.
Yeah. 82 though, right? It's 82 regular season games.
If you can do, so it's a lot, so that's why LeBron James invested in his body,
right.
To make sure he knows how to stretch, make sure, he got the proper nutrition, the food inside his body. You got all that plays a factor, man. So back to your question about AD, if he is not capable of playing a full season, right? What do the management do? Do they say, well, now we got to look at you as putting you on the side and saving you for the playoffs?
Right.
But then you got the fans saying, well, we can get back into the building now. We want to see, AD play and LeBron play.
I think that's why he took the floor, Liv, and I don't think he should have. Because I had a pull groin before. You ever pulled a groin?
No.
Bro, you can't do nothing. You have no lateral movement or nothing.
Wow.
It's pain. It's the most unspeakable pain ever, man. And I tell you, I don't know. When they say he was going to play, I was like, ain't no way in hell he going to play. And he didn't. What, he last a minute?
Yeah, man. No, that was James Harden played a minute. I don't know what time.
AD, oh, that's right. AD lasted 57 seconds. He was only out there, but that's our boy. That's our homeboy. We want him. We want the best for our guys, for all the guys. Yeah.
No question about it.
I don't like Charles Barkley taking cheap shots at him, talking about what he called him.
I don't know.
Street clothes, his nickname.
Is what?
He called them street clothes.
Well, they getting paid by the big time, the networks, man. So TNT, they got to do what they got to do to make people respond, people watch. We don't have to do that.
Right.
AD is our guy.
Well, definitely.
But if he's hurt, then yeah, he's gonna be in street clothes if he's hurt. He's not gonna be in a uniform. I just want him to get fully healthy if that's the case. Take as much time that he needs so his body can heal. I mean, you saw KD. KD wanted to come back probably early, but he was like, no, I want to make sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure in Golden State, Klay Thompson could have came back this year.
So?
Yeah, I think so, man. But the investment, I'm not trying to get him back now. We might as well just wait for next year, and we have a full squad, and we gonna see what's up in that Western Conference next year.
I tell you, man, it was devastating for that to happen to him, for him to get hurt right after that. And it just speaks to, like you said, the wear and tear of basketball, because they went to the finals 5 straight years. They played over 500 games in 5 years, because it's 82 regular season games and then 15 playoff games.
Right.
97 total games. 97 times 5, give and take, about 450? Yeah, man. That's a lot of basketball, man. And he wasn't nothing but a jump shooter. Yeah, that one game he had like 50 and only took like 8 dribbles, they said. So, man, hopefully the Golden State can get back to that. But I see the league changing so much now where everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing what Klay and Steph is doing. All 5 guys, when it was just them 2. You see what I'm saying? What do you think about that?
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm trying to think, like, why, and we all know why, but I want our listeners to understand. And I think we had a guest, or maybe somebody was on our timeline, and they put this out there, that the game is more European. I mean, you got the Europeans changing the NBA because their bigs were never big, and they were big, but they were not, I'm going to post you up. They were all out on the perimeter shooting threes. And I remember my first time playing over in Europe, and I got the ball in my hand, and I got a wing, a big too. I'm ready for him to go to the basket. He ran straight to the 3-point line. And that was my first taste of the game is changing.
Right.
I'm like, why not go get you a 2-pointer? He ran straight to the 3-point line to shoot the 3. So that's what the NBA is doing. They're not trying to get the next, because it's not sexy. Think about it. Shaquille O'Neal, even though he was doing his thing, it wasn't sexy. It wasn't.
It was dominant.
It wasn't pretty to the eye. That entertainment.
It was nasty though, wasn't it?
I mean, Shaq was nasty, of course.
They were punishing people, man.
But that wasn't sexy, So now they like, oh, you can shoot the 3. You're 7 foot and you can shoot a 3, and it's nice. Now, right. I don't like it. No, I don't like it. I think your butt should be down in that post, 5 feet, 10 feet. That's the furthest you go out if you just. But it's changed,
But the boy Harden said it. He said the team that decides to go back to playing old school ball will win multiple championships. And I think that's what happened with the Raptors. That year they won it. And then last year when LeBron done won it, because LeBron done won that game in the paint. Them games in the paint.
Well, Bob, you got to think, but I just said, it's not a team decision. It's an NBA decision. Because why is all the teams playing the same way? Because of the NBA. The NBA wants that. Ain't no one team going to just say, oh, we're going to go back to one thing and start posting up again.
Well,
whoa.
You're right. It was a matter of fact, it was a professional sports decision. Because even in football, it became a little more fragile. But let's talk about this right quick. Did you see that Floyd Mayweather fight?
No, didn't see it.
Yeah, man. Well, we can't really talk about it, but I can't. He made $30 million off of that in a nine round bout with Logan Paul. I believe that's Logan Paul, a YouTuber. You know, a nine round exhibition fight, $30 million.
Planned. It was planned. It was set. It was a setup from the get go. Think about it. It's just money making, man. That's why they call him Floyd Money Maker. Man, come on.
Damn, like, damn.
It was a money getter, man. That's all that was, man.
They wasn't even trying to knock each other out.
Think about it, man. Every sport have changed.
Right.
From us watching boxing back in the day, and I'm not my man. Shout out to my man Ice Montel Griffin, Chicago's very own. But boxing ain't the same.
No.
When we watch Muhammad Ali, and George Foreman, going head to head, boxing and trying to take each other's heads off.
Yeah.
And it's just not the same. Baseball the same way, football the same way. Every sport, like you said, has changed.
Yeah, and you know what? I support the change in a lot of for one reason only, is because of the injuries that was occurring, because of the hostility that was coming behind a lot of the actions. So, like in professional football, receiver catch it, blindside, you can kill him. Literally, back then that was the thing. And then even in basketball, you foul hard, you can get up, whoop a dude. You back down in the paint, dudes getting hit hard. So they needed to clean that stuff up, man. They had to. Because I was sitting back watching old school. They had some old classic NBA the other day.
Don't talk about that.
One of them dudes, it was like, man, they just wearing up.
They put the dukes up, baby. That and straight up punching. It wasn't like I'm trying to miss you. No, I'm trying to connect with these five. But yeah, that was the old days. And then they have changed it. You're right, they have changed, and it is for the better. That part. The physicality. I think that was on point because we don't want to get anybody hurt. But I'm talking about the threes. The center shooting threes. I just think they belong in the post, and I'm not. I don't want to just say you need to stay down there. If you can get down on the perimeter, then yeah, do it. It's some people that, just like your big boy for the Lakers, Drummond. He wants to be in the paint. He's staying there. But he knows his game too. So it might get back to it. I mean, hopefully, I think the NBA.
Well, Zion is changing that a little bit. Guys like Zion, the other rookie that's came out from Georgia, that's the high flying guy. What's his name?
I know you're talking about went to Georgia, the number one player, what number two player take, but they still handling the ball. They bringing the ball up. Zion is still bringing the ball, going coast to coast and bodying people. So it's still exciting. That he's just not down there posting up. He banging you, but he's dribbling to get there.
Let me ask you this, Liv, real quick, because I know we in a little bit. Who and not LeBron. We're gonna leave LeBron out of this. Who the best player in the league in your eyes?
You already mentioned him. Man. In my eyes, and in my eyes, man, I say this to say because I think he brings so much to the table, man. It's KD. That's my best player in the league. Now, does he need to work on some things? Yeah, his defense is not like the best, but he still know how to contain you enough to get the job done.
Right.
Yeah. So, but as far as scoring on the other end, there's no better.
There's no one better, is it?
No one better, man.
You crossovers he was putting on Giannis last night, man. I know Giannis was like, man, I can't guard this motherfucker.
Yeah, man. But For other reasons, a lot of people don't like him. Just like for a lot of reasons, that a lot of people don't like LeBron James. But in my eyes, man, what I see, I see a cold-blooded killer. You
That's
know,
it, right?
when he get that ball in his hands, man, especially if you go at him, he's like, man, I'm going right back at you the next play. And I think Jason Kidd is a great coach for them because he's been there and done that. So he knows what it looks like. He knows what it feels like. He knows what crunch time looks like. Who I'm going to for these next 5 minutes. So you got to put all that in the factor. But the Clippers, I like them. The Clippers.
I was just opening up the brackets. I was gonna ask you. Okay, you got the Clippers over Denver.
Man, you can go either way, though, dude. I mean, the main thing is taking care of home court. Think about that. You must take care of home court. So if the Clippers can go to Denver, or was the Denver is the Nuggets at their place, or did the Clippers go there and win there at their place? I think it was at the Clippers, right?
I think the first game you talking about the Clippers. I'm looking at it right now. Let's see. Dallas. So yeah, they at home.
So the Clippers are at home, right?
Yeah.
So the Clippers are doing what they're supposed to, take care of business at home, right? Now, if Clippers can go to Denver and go in there and sneak one, then now the Nuggets are in some trouble, right?
Right.
So that's how I look at it, man. Like you take care of home court, and we see what else happens. Now we got to sneak and get one on your home court, and if we do that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So that's why I think Brooklyn is playing the way they playing, like, because they know if we give them any kind of confidence, that's why they're trying to beat them so bad at home.
Right.
So let Milwaukee know, even at home, y'all can't get with this. You can't get with this.
That'd be nasty if they sweep them. If they sweep them, man, that's gonna be they gotta fire the coach, dog. They gotta fire the coach.
So the coach,
Phoenix didn't beat Utah already. Phoenix got up 1-0 to Utah.
Wait. Phoenix already beaten Utah.
Yeah. Yep, they played yesterday. So Phoenix is up 1 game in that series. Brooklyn up 2 games, and the Hawks is up 1 game. So all the teams that we thought, the Sixers, we thought that they would just go in and beat Atlanta. I thought that Milwaukee would get them a better run. And Jalen Rose, your boy, he picked them, the Bucks, to beat the Nets, because he said the point guard Drew Holiday, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
He said he the only one in the league that can guard Kyrie.
That's what he said.
He's like, man, he give him the most trouble. I don't think Kyrie's seeing that boy right now. I don't think he's seeing him.
Man, let me tell you something about Kyrie and what people tend to miss out on. His ball handling skills is off the charts, meaning don't matter what you throw at me, no matter what you put at me, I can get by you at will. And when you have that, along with the confidence, I don't care who y'all put on him. You can't guard him. You can't guard him.
Nope.
So to my man Jalen, that's not gonna happen, man. I like Drew. I like Mr. Holiday. He's a spectacular player, but he's not locking that young man down.
Not at all. Hold on. Let me grab my plug. Hey, my phone.
You can't lock down Uncle Drew. Uncle Drew is the man. He just can't do it. So now I'll take my chances with Kyrie at the point any day. Any day.
Yeah. I haven't seen anybody lock Kyrie up.
Yeah, man. So
I've never seen anybody lock Kyrie up, bro. Not at all. Never. Not. And Blake Griffin was even dunking last night. I said, oh, God. Y'all better watch out. Blake got his legs up under him. It's going to be a long series. And if Milwaukee gets swept, I told my boy, though, I said,
Yeah, so I had to go back, Bob. I know you had messed. You said the Suns and Utah, Suns and the Nuggets.
The Nuggets, that's right.
Yeah, because I was like, that ain't right. Because the Jazz, who does the Jazz play? The Jazz are done, right?
Now the Jazz playing
The Clippers.
the Clippers.
Okay, because they just beat the Mavs. So they haven't played their first game yet, right?
I just I'm right here.
No, they did. Nuggets and the Suns played, but no, the Jazz play their first game today. Jazz and the Clippers come on tonight.
Yep, they got their first game today.
So when you said that, I was like, no, they don't play the Suns. But yeah, so that's another interesting matchup that, the big fella, Joe Bear in the middle, that could be tough. That could be tough for the Clippers, man. I want to see, because Donovan Mitchell has that cockiness about him that, okay, y'all say these two is that dude. Let's see. I'm going at him.
Right. Right.
So let's see. So will Kawhi guard him? Who will guard him?
Well, I mean, nowadays, defense ain't what it used to be because you can't get up into a dude. That's why Luka gave him 49 the other night. You can't now. If you could play that old school defense where you can control people with your hands, you remember that?
No, it's just a lot of, to me, this generation, and it was like that back in the day too. It's a lot of screens, man, ball screens.
Right.
And when you set those ball screens, and that's why I was talking about ball handling again. That's why let's talk about this. I think the generation is probably a lot of them are better ball handlers than they were back in the day. You only had your point guard and your two guard being ball dominant.
Right.
Now everybody can dribble the basketball. In this generation, and they handle it well. They do. They handle the basketball pretty well. So now I think that's why we're not seeing that lockdown defense, because a lot of our, players now, this generation, can handle the basketball. So no matter what you throw at them, they didn't seen it.
Yeah, I think that's where the NBA is going, where they want all these players to be interchangeable, where they can just put any guy in and they can just fill a spot. Positionless basketball. Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Anytime we see a guy like KD putting it on the floor, and you can admit you was a part of that revolution as well, because you saw Magic.
Yeah, I saw Magic handle the basketball at that height, and it made me want to do it. But not only Magic Johnson, I saw George Gervin do it.
Paul Pressey. Did you like Paul Pressey?
Paul Pressey when he was with Milwaukee, yes.
Right.
Marcus Johnson, those guys were doing it back then, at the 3 spot,
Right.
So Bernard King was doing it. He wasn't going coast to coast, but in that half court, that's why I tell people all the time, and I know we jump the subject because that's what we do on All Ball Chicago. We all over the place, man. But that's why I like the mid-range game, them 1 dribble, 2 dribble pull-ups. Bernard King was the master at that, man. You ain't never see him play around with the basketball a lot. He was like, man, I'm trying to get to my spots, and it's on. It's on.
And guys who play that position play forever, it seemed like. Play that like that 2, that 3, just mid-range, you to death. I mean, look at Rip Hamilton. He played that position forever.
Rip Hamilton, man. You going back, boy.
That's my man. Rip. He run you through 1,000 screens like Reggie and just.
What about? I'm gonna throw a name out at you, and I want to hear what you got to say. And we ain't talking about no off the court stuff or anything. Stevie franchise.
Oh my Lord, with the yo-yo. Remember he used to be yo-yoing that bug. Low with it too, remember? Hey,
He used to give guards problems.
did he, man?
Problems.
Hey man, that boy was tough, man. I was reading up on his story, man, and he almost didn't make it. Coming from the ghetto, and you know the story, but yeah, I'm very proud of what he was able to accomplish because he was in the doggone All-Star voting every year as one of the top vote getters.
Yeah, but you don't hear them talk about him that much, man, because of whatever. But you can't take away what that man accomplished on that court.
Right. You talking about his off-court transgressions. One thing that I try, when I talk to people and in general, that's like with you who had the celebrity life of playing ball or your personal life, that's your business. We met you. Only reason we know you is because of basketball. So what you do off the floor, that's your personal life. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people need to keep those two separated. Because people get so caught up in trying to find out what is the guy doing? What are you doing? What are you doing on your downtime? Who you dating? What you drinking? What you smoke? What kind of draws you at? Damn, man.
Another name, White Chocolate.
Another one, man. Jason Williams, man. That was a bad boy, man. He was still hooping recently. I saw him online at a rec center baking mugs, man. He got to be about 46.
But what did you like about his game?
I like this creativity. I like the fact that he didn't play. He played very fearless. He wasn't afraid of anybody, and that doggone handle, and the way he pat that rock, man. That crossover. You could tell he was watching Tim Hardaway because he was using Tim's cross like that through the leg front. That was Tim's. Can't nobody take that. Even Chris Jackson was using it. Remember, Chris Jackson was using that young crossover too. I
think that was Chris Jackson's own move, though. I don't think he got that from Tim.
You don't think so?
Oh man, I don't think so. Tim had his own move, but everybody had a crossover. Allen Iverson had
it had a name, right?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Jackson had a quick crossover. Tim Hardaway's was quick too.
Right.
But Tim Hardaway would give you that two-step with it. That's why they call it the two-step. Boom, boom. And he goes, right? But I'm not taking nothing away from him. I'm just going back down memory lane right now because I'm like, man, why we don't talk about Jason, Jay Will no more, man, because he was doing his thing out there.
It's amazing, man. It's like I think the NBA or just the basketball world or the basketball family, thank God for podcasts. It would be nice if guys put together a universal podcast and just had a place where all NBA players, X and old, new and old, could come back and just talk about their experiences in that league. Even if you play 1 year or 20 years.
That would be dope.
Because y'all got a fraternity.
That would be dope. It's just, man, so many people out here, man, have been reaching out to NBA guys, and NBA guys just don't trust a lot of people. Are you making money off me because I'm going to be on your show? And so a lot of NBA guys are not, really, trusting other people. Like we got our guys on. We wasn't making no money. We was just trying to get them on because of COVID, what was going on in our world. And we wanted to enlighten or uplift, some people that was down and out, going through some things. So
and it worked. Because remember, we talked about it yesterday, like, Liv, we had a hell of a captive audience, boy, starting January 27th of last year when we did that Kobe show all the way through. Because they was forced to stay in the house during COVID. Nobody else was doing doing podcasts, really. Then when we did this, it just started catching on fire, So now it's summertime, everybody outside kicking it. Y'all, we know y'all gonna catch us later. But man, we got 5 minutes left, man.
And what's another guy that you don't hear his name mentioned as
Sherman Douglas, man. I like Sherman Douglas. Where is he at now?
Sherman Douglas, man, was a nice point guard, especially in college. Especially in college, he was doing his thing. KJ, that's right. One of our Calvin Johnson was doing his thing. I mean,
Mookie Blaylock, right?
Mookie used to lock you up. Mookie used to lock
Yeah.
you up on that, So those are the names that I like to throw back out there, man, that people just don't talk about. My man Sam Cassell. Sam Cassell was a dude that can give you buckets and handle the basketball, and get the team and get them set up and do all these great things out there. You just don't hear Terrell Brandon.
I was
Okay.
just gonna say that because he never could stay healthy though, right? He would get hurt, but he was tough. But man, what about our boy Baron Davis, man?
Baron Davis.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a guy. I mean, and some people probably remember him not, but Dana Barrows. Remember Dana Barrows?
Dana Barrows used to shoot that lights out, man.
So that's before we get out of it. Let's drop some of those names, man. Some of you people on our timeline, drop some quick names, man, so we can give them a shout out, man, because these are people that we used to watch, man, and they just never got their just due.
I like my man that played with Rip at UConn and ended up getting drafted by the Bulls, Khalid Al-Amin. I like Khalid Al-Amin, man, when he was at UConn. That was my man. My man that played at Kansas, he a coach, Jock Vaughn. Where's Jock Vaughn? Remember Jock Vaughn with these?
Yeah, Jock Vaughn.
Elliot Perry at Memphis. Remember Elliot Perry?
Oh, do I remember? He came out my year. Yeah, I remember Elliot.
Yeah, I remember all of them because that's when I went to college and I started looking at guys like, yeah, I get a shot. I'm gonna get a chance to go at this dude. You know,
he was nice, man, real nice with it, and kept wearing those gargles.
Yeah. How about your boy Hollywood Robinson, James Robinson?
Hollywood Robinson, Alabama, baby.
Alabama, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keep it going, man.
Well, we know Lindsey Hunter. He's still prevalent. People still talk about Lindsey. He's still prevalent. He coaches.
Well, yeah, I played with Lindsey at Detroit, but Lindsey also, I think he dropped 40-something or 50-something on Illinois.
Right. Like I think they said like 48. They said he had like 2 points at the half, and then coming out of half, he ended up coming and dropping 40 on. Yeah. And that's when people were like, "Who is this kid?" And one thing you do was scoring bunches.
And another name that you don't hear as much because of some off-court stuff, Latrell Sprewell.
Right. Oh, Latrell, man. Oh, stone cold killer. That was when basketball was at its peak to me with them guys. And they had Allen Houston. And that was, 92, 93, 94. That was when you was in the league, Liv. Y'all, that generation, man. You got a chance to catch them dudes from the 80s, and you was in there with the new crop in the 90s.
Gary Grant. Man,
what was the old dudes was the veterans on their way out when you got in there?
I mean, Isaiah Thomas was still, he was on his way out. Mark Aguirre was still in the league, but he was on his way out.
Joe Dumont, Eddie Johnson, Rick Mahorn, all them dudes on their way out.
Orlando Woolridge, Walter Davis,
right.
Charles Barkley was still playing when I was Bird, Kevin McHale. Shoot, man.
Did you get a chance to play against the Celtics?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Larry Bird, legit 6'9". Not man on paper. No, he's legit 6'9", man, and talk some trash, but yeah, that generation, man, and playing against some legendary, guys, made me really appreciate the game, and
you definitely came up. You got that golden era. You got some of that. You got some of both. And one thing you can say, you can always allude to. Back then, there wasn't no popularity contest. You had to work.
Yeah. And I think another point guard that really don't get his just due, John Stockton.
Oh man, come on, man, that boy was cold, man.
Yeah,
but maestro. He was the maestro.
Yeah, but he don't get his just due. I don't care what color he is. That guy can play. He can play the game of basketball. And he wasn't afraid to set screens. He would set those cross screens for Karl Malone, and them bigs was like, man, this dude is a little pest.
You figure he helped Karl Malone get 38,000 in them damn points he got. What he got, 38,000, something like that.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
So,
Let me give shouts out, man, for to people on the timeline that we out of here.
all right, let's see who
Oh,
we
wait,
got.
somebody said Mitch Richmond. That's a good call, DJ.
Oh yeah, Mitch Richmond, man. Ooh, man. I tried to get Mitch Richmond to come on here. Oh, it's who we got? Miguel Atkins. Phoenix up 1 game on Denver. What's up, Miguel? Thanks for chiming in. Again, Demetrius, Durrell. I think we got different treads. Let me go to let me see.
You still shout them out. Just shout them out.
Yep, man. So, man, yeah, Durrell Jefferson, what's up, boy? We just want to see some love one more time. You know, everybody else that tuned in, you know, thank y'all for tuning in again. You know,
Yep.
for me, it's Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Go give me some tacos, my friend.
Man, that's what's up, Bob. But, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Definitely share it. Definitely tell people about it because we're going back to the roots. We got to get some Chicago legends. Also, my man Derek Coleman's going to come on live. We just got to get the times right. So he's going to come back. He came on before, but he wants to come on live. We want him to come on live and talk about what he's doing in Detroit, giving back to the city.
Absolutely. Big DC, my favorite big guy with the left line. I should be like, man, big mom. And then they had Kim and Kenny Anderson on the same team. I was like, that was my boy Ryan was supposed to go there. Shout out to my boy Ryan Lodges out there in Mississippi, man.
That's another one, though. That's another one we just got. Kenny Anderson.
Kenny Anderson. Yeah.
They talking about he might be the all-time greatest point guard to come out of New York City. Yeah. That's what that kid was doing in high school. They said he was doing it.
Stephon Marbury and all that.
Nate Archibald. I mean, you got some legendary point guards to come out of New York, and they saying this kid that was doing his thing. I know he's an adult now, but back then he was the kid that was doing his thing. Kenny Anderson. Man.
Shout out to Kenny Anderson, the lefty. I'm a lefty too, Kenny. I beg him left too, man. I'm your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonald All-American. What you finna be on, big fella?
Marcus, you better take your butt outside. Peace, man.
Welcome to All Ball. Format unique, all access for all y'all. What the spiel like? Back full of elite athletes that wanna teach and it speaks to the streets, so it feel right. Marcus Liberty, a legend on and off the court to give you what you need. Robert Reed is your co-host. Go. Yeah. Like and subscribe and follow like a crossover. Never know when might fall through this bitch tomorrow. So All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All I know is All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago.